Hello everyone, I'm Ms. Tanusha and I'm the English teacher in Pusat Tuition Misi Jaya. So in today's class, we're going to focus on writing. So in your writing paper, you have two parts, right? The first part will be your communicative message and the second part will be your note expansion. So if you look at the question that I have shared with all of you, we're going to focus on communicative message, which is the part 1 today. So let's start by reading the question together. So it's a message from your friend Ali. Hi, my New Year resolution is to be more active in sports. Should I take up football, badminton, running, or something else? I'm looking forward to your suggestion. Do let me know what you think. Thanks, Ali. So you need to write this in about 60 words. You need to write an email to Ali giving him some advice. Okay, that is the question given to you. So it is very important for you to read and go through the question whenever you get your question paper. Okay, and the second thing to do, of course, you need to look for the main topic. Okay, you know the question given to you is like in the form of a message, email, or like a postcard, like that, right? So you need to like go into the message and look for the main point. Okay, so the main point for y'all to write your essay today is sports. You need to write about a sport. So you are given suggestion here. So you can choose either football, badminton, running, or you can even propose your own point. Okay. So in today's writing, we will take badminton. Okay, so when you get a question like this, make sure to look for the main topic. For example, for this question will be sports, and choose one point for you to write about. Okay, when you have choose the point to write about, this one is also an important thing that you shouldn't miss, which is brainstorming. Brainstorming, in another word, I can say like you need to outline your points. Okay, you need to outline your points so that you don't stuck in the middle of your writing. Okay, and also it's easier for you to like continue with your point and content. Okay, so when you talk about badminton, what comes up in your mind? Let me give you a moment to think about it. Okay, so when you talk about badminton, you should think about badminton rackets, shuttlecocks. What else? So to play badminton, there is actually proper shoes, you know, we call this court shoes. So you can talk about the need of court shoes to play badminton. To play badminton, you know, in Malaysia especially, we have specific sports centers, okay, like badminton court, or there are like plenty of sports center around Malaysia, right? So you can also include that in your writing. Okay, what else? What else do you think you can include in your writing? So I have proposed a few points here. So the points are to take up badminton, play, where you can play badminton, home, playground. You can also propose to play badminton at a badminton court. Okay, badminton rackets and shuttlecock, and you can also add shoes. Okay, these are the equipments needed to play badminton. Okay, keep fit and strong. Of course, these are the benefits or advantages you gain from playing badminton. Okay, so now let's start with our writing. So this one, you need to answer in the form of email. So the template is given to you. You can just continue your answer by filling in the answer space. Okay, so to, who are you writing this to? So if they have given you name, then you should follow the name. But here they have not provided, oh yeah, here they have provided the name Ali, so you can follow that. ali@gmail.com. So the from, it can be your name, because the name is not given, right? The name of the opposite party is not given here. So you can go with Abu. Easy name, huh? Okay. And the subject. This one you can choose anything, but make sure it's relevant to your writing and relevant to the question. Okay. So this one you can go with sports. Short and easy. Okay. So we are done with the top part. Now let's go into our writing. So when you are going to write an essay, very importantly, you need introduction, right? So for this communicative message, your introduction can be in the form of greeting. So you greet your friend, you ask, how are you doing? I hope you are in the pink of health. You can give greetings like that, okay? Asking about your friend, your sister or your cousin's well-being depends on who you're replying to, okay? And the very important thing for essay is your content, okay? Make sure to outline your content properly, okay? You can take up to at least 3 main points, but if you can elaborate 2 main points well, then 2 main points should be enough, because there is a limit of words to be written, right? There's only 60 words limit. Okay, and also the conclusion, it can be a short sign off from you. The short sign off can be something like, I would like to hear from you soon, something like that. Okay, so now let's start with the writing. Okay, so we will start with, hi Ali. And the next line, you can start with, how are you? I hope you are in the pink of health. So this one, you're hoping, you're not only asking, you're also hoping that your friend is doing well, okay? So any questions so far about the format and about how to start the essay? Is everything okay? Okay, so next, after the greeting, which is your introduction, you can straight away start with the point, okay? So in the first place, we're gonna write about, I think you should take up badminton as you can play the game with your brother. You can start writing your content with something relatable, okay? So to play badminton, this one you're giving advice to your friend. So start with something simple. So if you give ideas like this, then you might convince your friend to take up this sport actually, okay? So we can put this into words. I think you should take up badminton as you can play the game with your brother, okay? So the next line, we can also suggest to the friend about where he or she, sorry, Abu is a boy, right? So where he can play the sport. So you can say, you can play the game at home or at the playground. If you don't want to include about playground, you can cut out the playground. You can include something like at a sports center near your house or at a badminton court nearby. Okay, you can also write that. In the next line, you can also include sequence connectors. What are sequence connectors? So words like moreover, in addition, furthermore are sequence connectors. We use them to connect the points and connect the content of an essay. Okay, so the next sentence we're going to write about, furthermore, you already have a badminton racket and shuttlecocks. Okay, this one, you're actually convincing your friend to take up the sport. So when the reader reads your essay, it should be convincing for them to like take up the sport. Okay. So here we have included about the equipment needed to play badminton. In the next line, you can also add an additional point like, you are also a good badminton player. Okay, so you can put it into words like, you're also good at playing the game. Okay, and you can end your answer with this. Badminton will help you keep fit and strong. One line of advantage of playing badminton. This one, badminton will help keep you fit and strong. If you tend to choose any other sport, you can just remove the word badminton and you can just put in the sport that you choose, because sports and exercise will definitely keep you fit and strong, right? So it's like a universal content pointer. Okay, so now we have enough content already, so we can end the essay with something like, hope to hear from you soon. What would you like to hear from him? About which sport did he choose? Okay, hear from you soon. So that's all. We've done writing the essay. So this is how you write part 1, communicative message. You need to keep it short. No need to include much examples. Okay, you can focus more on the main point and elaborate it a bit. Okay, so that's all for today. And if you would like to learn more, come and join my class in Pusat Tuition Misi Jaya. See you there.